Yo, YouTube. I wanted to make this video. I was backtesting yesterday and it was good. This was my fuck, I deleted them. Where's the back button? This is my results. So it was profit. But the thing that I'm not happy about is that I'm losing more trades, even though like we are still ending up in profit, which is a good thing about this strategy. I don't care to be losing more trades than I'm winning. I want a strategy that's more than 50% and that has such a high risk to reward. And I've started to realize that it's more to do with the lens that you're using or the narrative that you create around the trades that you're taking. Because, supply and demand is supply and demand. Everybody knows that this is a demand. Like, if you know supply and demand, you know that's an order block. You enter whatever you need to do, but you know what supply and demand concepts are. You know that now this is the new order block and stuff like that. But I think sometimes I get too caught up and I just trade every single little change in character. Whereas I've realised I need to create more of a narrative around my trades. Like I'm not one of these people that cares about zooming out crazy like to the daily and the fucking like I don't know. I just don't see the point in that because I'm trying to take trades that last an hour. So why am I pulling out so far to the daily? I think the farthest dial I find that is useful is the hour. But then even still, like I could just trade on the 5 minute and just zoom out a little bit because what I've realised is that there's two types of structure, and I knew this anyway, and this is basic knowledge, but this is sometimes something that I forget that it's actually two types of structure that we're looking at. We've got like here, for example, I would say swing structure. Here we've got a swing structure, right? So we've got main highs, lows, whatever. And I'm gonna replay to here because right there we've got swing structure. That's the high, and that's the low of the swing. And look, the previous one was here. There's the high, there's the low. It was the high that broke the last low. And again here's the highest point that broke the last low. So here's our swing structure. And this is only on the 5 minute. But then actually if we look inside, we start creating like internal structure because now this high has broken this previous high. So here is a potential little buy, and we're still within this range. As long as you don't try and ride the trade so far up, these are them counter trades. Like you go long from there, and then you've got a little trade. As long as you don't start trying to jump in from there, because now that doesn't make sense. We've reached the point where it would make sense to go short. So you go short from there. Okay, sometimes it doesn't hold. But what I've realised is that there's two types of structure, and sometimes I get too caught up in just every little thing, and it's just like before you know it, everything's just merged together, and it's just like you can't make sense. You need a storyline to go with the trades that you're taking. So with that said, I'm gonna do a little back test for this week. It's Tuesday the 6th of Feb. Today is actually the 17th of March, but yeah, Tuesday the 6th of Feb is what I would be trading. I'm gonna zoom out just a little like this so we can get an actual idea of what we're looking at. Now, I've already seen what happens here, so I'm not gonna take this. But here's another example. Here's the low, or you could say this is the low really, that led to the break. No, I'm gonna say that's the low. Alright, fuck it, doesn't. No, it kind of does matter. No, okay, I'd say yeah, this is the low. This is the low that broke that. But like we already know, this is gonna bounce off there. That could have been a nice trade, like with my fib. Man, she could have been like that. I was pretty much aiming for like midway through the order block. If it's a strong, like midway through the entire thing, and it usually really respects her. So I would have got a nice 1 to 3 there. We wouldn't have broke structure, but that's okay. And then yeah, so now price breaks at swing structure. So this is the new swing high, and this is the new swing low. We don't know when that's gonna carry on. It could carry on for a bit. Okay, cool. So there. Now straight away, because now I know that this is the swing structure, I'm not gonna short from there. It might. To be honest, from what I've been learning, it really might just reverse from there, and I could take that because that is what they call a breaker block. Is it? That's a breaker block lined up with. Do you know what? That's actually a really good trade. I'm not even lying. That's there's a breaker block lined up with a fair value gap, lined up with a supply zone. So I am actually going to take that. And let's see if we can get a nice 50% of that. And just target there. Yeah, this could yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen, so let's just see what happens. 2 pip stop. Let's see. Oh, okay, it didn't even fully come back. But yeah, that makes sense that that's done that. Breaker blocks, fair value gap, supply zone, all lined up so beautifully. But yeah, again, this is okay. This is becoming quite extreme, but this is still swing structure in my opinion. This is a swing high, and now it's a swing low. As long as that doesn't get broken, then we're still bearish. Like we shouldn't. But we gotta be looking at the internal structure now. Like, okay, now I'm not gonna take that as a long. Even it might go long, but there's not a change of character. But okay, here's what happens. Here is where it gets interesting. We've got our own little mini internal structure now. So if we just make a little narrative, pull back, internal structure says that this is now the swing high of the internal structure, and that was the, well, I don't need to mark that out, but we still got the same swing low, but this is the internal structure. Look, there was the high, there was the low, we pulled back, and then it broke that low, it's broken that low, so this is the swing structure, but now we've got an internal high, and this has just broken that internal high. So okay, it hasn't come back, so that's cool. Now we can short term we can look bullish now. Having said that, here is another zone. This doesn't scream massively confident to me because it hasn't actually broken anything. It's just a small pullback. I'll just say that's just a continuation. I'm sure it might have a little reaction from there, but I wouldn't confidently jump in there and hold it to there. Who knows, I might be wrong, but it's not what I would like to see happen. Here's what's interesting now, because we've got this internal, and remember we're still inside of this larger 5-minute swing. So personally, I think I would take that. It's kind of a counter trend, I'm not gonna lie, like it's not the strongest position. It's a little bit counter trend. Let me just really think about this before. I think I would take it because this shows a sign of reversal. The way that's broken that high, it broke that high and it broke that high. But we have to remember that we're actually looking bearish. So this is more of a riskier trade, but I think I am going to take it. I feel like it might give a nice little reversal and tap there. At least we'll get a 3-1. I am going to take this and just see what happens. Oh, snap. Okay, so I was wrong. Was I? Or did it just sweep liquidity? Yeah, it just swept liquidity. So I wasn't actually wrong. But either way, we've been stopped out, which is a shame. This is something that I wanna. Yeah, I've been these little sweeps of liquidity have fucked me up in a few occasions. I can't lie. I've lost a few. Even last week, I lost 2 really nice trades that actually fully went to my both take profits, but I got swept, and it was really annoying. But I don't know. Maybe I should start looking at ways of entries after. So let's just, obviously hindsight, we know that this is a sweep, but that would be the 5-minute candle. No, that would be the end of the 5-minute candle. So that actually, you could I re-enter? The only problem is you re-enter and if you lose again, you've really fucked it for yourself. Okay, I don't know. I'll look into that because yeah, this is really unfortunate getting swept out like that. But anyway, yeah, now we've made another new internal high. There's our new internal low. But remember, we're still bearish overall, so I don't think I want to take this really because as much as it broke the high, it didn't fully clearly break it. I'm sure it might go up further, but it's just not somewhere that I'd care to take right now. And it didn't even come to my order block anyway, so I wouldn't have got it. Okay, cool. That's the end of that day. It's gone way past my trading hours, so you should finish around here. Right, let's go to the next day. But do you see what I mean? Like, and I think trading is all about the lens that you use anyway. Like you can know the strategies, but if you don't learn how to view the market and see what the market's telling you, then you're just gonna get like thrown around by the market all the time. So okay, cool. I'm gonna say that our swing structure is looking like that at the moment. We've got a 5-minute swing high, and that's the low. Cool. So straight away, we've got an order block here that seems to be being respected, and we are actually bullish. We're making higher highs and higher lows. That hasn't broke under the order block yet. The other thing that I'm starting to notice though is this is actually becoming semi-equal lows, which says to me liquidity. This would be the obvious order block because that was the one that led to the breaker structure, but we've also got to remember that we've got to cover these lows. And this is why I use the fib, because it reminds me that yeah, your order block might be there, but if these lows aren't covered, then we're going to get stopped out more often than not. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go long because that's, to me, says that that's a liquidity sweep. It's tapped into this order block here, which is the extreme, but I actually kind of like the look of this. But then the other thing is that we've got to look at the, should I give it a nice bigger one? Yeah, let's do 2.5 to 1, 2.6. Okay, I can get rid of that now. I can get rid of that. Only thing that I'll care to look at now is these counter internal structures, but at the same time they're not really giving me any strength. So let's just see how this plays out. Alright, so we've already got our 3 to 1. We've got our 3 to 1. This something like this happened to me not long ago. Like, I got tapped in. The thing is, people are selling from here. To be honest, if I saw that a bunch of times, I probably would have closed, but I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna still hold it. Yeah, okay, cool. We got our win. 4.7 to 1. That was nice. And that was because of we're looking at the overall swing structure instead of the internal structure. Now, we could have also took this as a trade. Look, I've learned not to do this when I'm in another trade though, because taking 2 positions inside of one, it keeps going bad for me. I can't lie. Even though sometimes I feel confident about it, it's just like, yeah, maybe I just haven't figured it out yet. But whatever. So we've got our swing high, swing low, and then we've got to look at our internal structure. So I'm going to put breaker structure, but let's just think of this as a break of internal structure. So here's the high of the internal that broke this low, all these lows that actually tapped us in. And this order block here is the one that led to the break of internal structure. And look, we tap into it beautifully. So to be honest, that was part of the reason I wouldn't have fully closed, because I saw this as the internal, and I figured as long as this doesn't break, we're actually still valid. And there's a trade. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's an actual trade that I took that exactly that happened. Like, it was horrible, man. I was up in profit for like almost. Well, it was only half of the position, but it just kept coming down. But then I realized, like, we're just respecting the internal structure. We're making pullbacks. But yeah, this what am I saying? This tapped in. Don't think I would have got my entry with a fib, to be honest. But let's just see. Would have been there. No, I wouldn't have got my entry. But I know some people. Well, I used to trade like this anyway, from the top of the order block. Just set a limit, and then you could have. Yeah, the thing is, then you've got to think, oh, alright, so I'm trading the internal structure. Am I going to target the swing, or am I going to target the internal? I'd personally target the internal just to be safe, because that's what we're trading in it. And yeah, that would have been a nice little 3 to 1. Took 20 minutes to hit, hardly any drawdown. But yeah, this is really helping me, because I always forget. Like, I don't forget actually. I just get too caught up. Like the more I trade, my lens just goes like that and narrows down and narrows down. Whereas like every time I come back, every time I zoom out and start fresh again, it starts making sense. But yeah, anyway. See, even this is quite helpful now, really, because that I know I just deleted them, but this hasn't been broken. So right now, this is like, I don't see any confident positions. Again, we've got an internal one here, which look, price is tapped into. we got, I don't know if you see that, but there's an order block there. Here's the breaker structure. And then we carry on up. Price comes back to it. But the problem is that at this point you would want to see that being broken. Like, we've gone so far to the point where we've come right to the highs, but nothing's happening. So that to me is a bad sign. I wouldn't jump in and go long here. It might still break. There you go, we finally broke it. Cool. So yeah, that's the end of my trading day. It's 1:30. But yeah, as you can see, there's many trades inside of these trades, and all we're doing is looking at structure, swing structure and internal structure. Don't really need to zoom fully out to the 5 minute, but it can be looked at. No, zoom out to the 1 hour, but yeah. So okay, I'm gonna zoom out to the 1 hour on this one because I actually feel like I've been watching this guy called Magnus. Shout out Magnus, and he marks out previous day high and low, which I quite like. So let's do that on this one. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. Do you know what, I'm just gonna go one candle before, just in case it shows us. Spoilers. So, okay. Horizontal ray. There's midnight, so there's the previous day high. PDH. What day is this? Wednesday. So there's midnight as well. So the previous day low is there as well. It's not a massive range to be playing in. But yeah, previous day high. Previous day low. And then I'm going to look on the 1 hour for order blocks. So remembering that we're looking at two types of structure, swing and internal. So I'm saying that the 1 hour swing structure is tough one really. I'm gonna say the extreme. If we're talking swing structure, I'm gonna give it to that. And then move out the way. There is our swing low. 1 hour swing. No, sorry, swing low. 1 hour swing low. Yeah, I can put that there. But then the problem is for me, this starts becoming too messy. And here we've got a little reaction zone, but we've reacted off here. I wouldn't wait for that. We've got a massive order block there. No, not order block. What's it called? Their value up. Got a 1 hour order block, but this is my other problem. If I'm trading on the 1 hour, this is irrelevant to me. Right now, it's irrelevant. Like, it's probably good to have, because maybe the week leading up to it is going to come back to that and we can get a nice trade and make it a massive trade. But right now, honestly, I'm going to delete them because, no, you know what? If I zoom in that far, it's not going to bother me that much. But what I'm saying is, personally, me, I get too overwhelmed if I make too big of a... like, I'm talking about zooming out and creating a bigger picture, but if I create too big of a picture, I can't then focus on the smaller picture. I have to get this nice balance between big picture and small picture. So I'm not going to try and clutter my shit too heavily with too many lines. But yeah, we've got previous day high, previous day low. It is now 8:30, so we're in. Cool. So straight away I'm seeing 5 minute swing high. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm happy calling that a 5 minute swing high. And then I'm gonna call this the 5 minute swing low. Okay. And then straight away we see this lovely order block here. That has been tapped into. We broke. This is nice because it kind of lines up with both our internal and thingy, because this is our overall structure break. This is the high that led to that break here. Or should we do the bodies? And then here we've got another one, because this was a small pullback. So this is more of an internal break, I would say. This is a little pullback consolidation, boom, so break. So I know some people would argue that this is the new swing high. I'd semi-agree, but I'm just gonna. Do you know what? I might actually put that as the swing high, because if I see, we shouldn't really come back to that, should we? I don't know. We'll just see. But yeah, as you can see, this is a nice little short position. Did it line up with my discount? Nah. We got about 25% of the candle. So let's just see what happens with this trade. Alright, interesting. We've got some internal stuff going on. Tapped in. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, this is interesting to me now. Let's just clear them away because I'm getting a bit overwhelmed. Previous day high is there, swing high is there. I'm going to delete this as well because it's too much noise happening. Cool, so that is kind of the swing high, but at the same time, that is also it. But this is what I mean. My strategy says to cover the swings. Always cover the swing. So I don't mean the swing. No, I mean this as the high. Because like there's the order block, but there's the actual high of that of this internal structure. So that needs to be covered really. But then the problem is, it's not a strong trade, is it? Okay, I'm gonna go to. Do you know what? If it's gonna come that far, it's gonna come that far. So if we're taking it, we're taking it. We're gonna go all the way to the discount. I'm still kind of happy with this because the internal structure isn't really telling me bearish. It's still no, it isn't telling me bullish. I don't think we're gonna go higher. This has already been tapped in, so let's just see what happens. Nice rejection. Fucking big wick. Another big wick. Jeez, okay. Now this don't look good to me. I think we're gonna be out now. Yeah. Alright, cool. We took a little loss there. This is why, look, I covered that high though. We did actually touch a little bit of profit, but yeah. This was semi an internal structure change. But I was hoping to hold that a little longer. But let's see what happens with this full swing structure, because we might be coming to tap into this order block here now, even though we have tapped into it previously with this one. Oh no, we didn't. Fuck, I should have seen that. So that was the, okay, that was the, this is what we should have been looking at. And really I should have noticed that more, because I've seen these fail many times. Like when there's a order block above, a smaller order block below, especially since it didn't fully tap in, I should have noticed that. If we would have already gone like this high up into the order block, then I would have, yeah, still stuck with that one. But yeah, this should have been the target. And again, that says that we wouldn't have been tapped in, but I'm gonna start, trying to aim for 50% of the order block where it makes sense, because to not get tapped in there would be such a shame, and that's still 2.5. So yeah, okay, cool. So it's still 11 o'clock. Now we've broke this swing low, so this is the new swing high of the swing structure. We're waiting for a new low to be formed. Don't look like it's going to give us one. Looks very bearish. Cool, okay. So 1 o'clock. I don't know how much I would want to take trades right now, because it's coming to the end of my trading time and the start of New York. So, and also, yeah, that's really not giving me confidence to take a trade from there. It might react, but yeah, I wouldn't like to take that. Yeah, so that was the zone. Yeah, that would have been a nice little win. Looked like a small little pullback. Here's another confluence as well, actually. This 20 EMA, especially on these 5 minutes, these small little pullbacks after the 20 EMA really does give you a nice little sign. But yeah, this is the thing with trading. This is why I like when I find teachers that don't talk in absolute terms, because trade, you don't know what's going to happen in trading. You can only gather enough information to give you an idea of what's going to happen. And I hate when, I don't like when people are like, this is this or this is that. Like, it's not any, like, even if you've got a strategy that, even if you've mastered your strategy, you're still going to take losses. So when people talk in these terms that are fully absolute and say that this is that or this isn't that, and I guess sometimes maybe I'd fall into speaking like that sometimes as well, but I always catch myself and be like, nah, do you know what? Like, it's not anything. It's what it's yeah, we don't know what anything is, so until it happens, we can just give a high probability of what things are. Anyway, we are still in this big old swing range, but I'm trying to think if I care for this whole range now, because it's such a big range. I do actually. I do. No, I do care for it, because this is the whole point of it. We're trying to see internal structure and swing structure. I'm going to delete these now because I don't actually know what the highs and lows are, but knowing that this swing high is there means that I wouldn't care to get long there. Not that I would anyway, but I just wouldn't care until that swing high has been broken. So this is a good sign. We're going bearish. What are we seeing here? So that's broke the here. Straight away, I know some people trade these breaker blocks. Straight away you've got yourself a nice little trade there, look. Came back to the breaker blocks after we broke the structure. I don't know, 2 pips. I don't know. I don't trade breaker blocks, but let's just see if we can get a little 3-1. Little quick scalp on that. Are we gonna get it? yeah, nice. Breaker blocks. Learning. I'm learning, man. I'm learning. Still wouldn't trade it live market conditions until I really know how to trade them properly, but yeah, it's interesting. So again, I'm saying 20 EMA is a nice little confluence. Okay, cool. So we're still within this big old swing range, man. It's kind of making it hard though now because I'm not getting... This is all internal structure. I'm not getting any signs of stuff. Don't know what that means, but yeah. Okay, cool. I am gonna look at... We've got a breaker structure there from this candle, broke these candles, and then we've got another here. So we've got two little breaks of internal structure. That would be there. Let's put that there. And now we've got price coming back to order block number 1. And then let me just mark out order block number 2, which is there. Again, we're still... This is powerful really because we're still within this swing structure, so we know that shorts are the things that we're looking at. We're not trying to go long unless we, you know, like I was saying, we're trading the real deep internal structure. But yeah, let's see what happens here. This might have given me an entry. No, not yet. Don't know if I want to take that anyway. I feel like it might climb higher. Yeah. No? No, that was the one. It's tough, man, because you wait along all day for these, and then you've got two potential zones, and it's just like, shit, which one am I taking? Like, which one makes the most sense to be taking? And I guess if I didn't take that loss just now, or did we take a loss, or whatever happened, I'm sure it was a similar thing where there was 2 order blocks that could have been tapped into. It's tough because, you know, you're gonna miss some of these sometimes, but really that would have been the more obvious one to wait for. But yeah, was it more of an obvious one? Because this actually broke this complete structure here as well. That's why we got that quick little continuation trade. Yeah, it's all hindsight though, isn't it? Because that could have went this high, and it'd just be a pain to get stopped out. Because if I did take that and it stopped us out, I'd be like, "Oh, you idiot! You should have waited for that." So this is what I mean by stuff isn't absolute. Like, you just gotta make the most informed decision and just go with how it feels, what feels the nicest. We've got a bit of trading time left. I don't really like this because it didn't... Here's, I know we've pushed out, but we haven't broken any structure, so I'm not going to take that. And then some big candle. But yeah, cool. I clearly still need to refine this strategy a bit more. But I think having that narrative of the swing high and the swing low is definitely helpful with daily bias, because I'm someone that gets overwhelmed with too much daily bias. People do top-down analysis, and I know that is a good idea, but it's just too intense for me. It's too much. Like, you have too many lines, you've got too many what ifs. And if I'm trading a 5 minute, I only need to really see what's happening right now. With the occasional, okay, maybe I just need the medium picture, because the bigger picture is a bit overwhelming. So I need this smaller picture and I need the medium picture, and that's fine for me. But yeah.